It is almost midnight. Earlier this evening, a woman sent something warm and a little brave to someone she cares about. She wrote, "I really liked seeing you today." A few minutes later, she received a 3-word reply. "Me too. Okay, talk tomorrow." Right now, she is lying in the dark, running linguistic forensics on a message sent by a tired man on his couch. She has opened this exact thread 14 times. She checks the word count, she checks for a period. By the 4th read, there is no new information to gather. The rereading has become a ritual. Each pass gives her half a second of relief, a brief hit of reassurance, before the doubt floods back in, stronger than before. She is doing this because her stomach has dropped. In her body, "Okay, talk tomorrow" does not register as a plan for the next day. The brevity, the missing follow-up question, the total lack of emotional weight, it all registers as a door closing. The exact same 3 words can be 2 entirely different events. For her, this text is a quiet emergency she has to survive before she can sleep. But we need to look at what is happening on the other side of that message. Across the city, the man who sent the text is already asleep. He is not cold, and he is not withholding. He actually told 2 coworkers about her at lunch. He simply forgot he sent the message somewhere between the parking lot and the fridge. When he typed "okay," he meant okay. When he typed "tomorrow," he meant tomorrow. He wasn't writing any negative subtext because he genuinely didn't feel any. His brain registered the interaction as safe, filed the moment under handled, and moved his attention to lower stakes tasks. He assumes she is fine, because he is fine. Neither of them is lying. The relationship is being dismantled by an invisible gap. 2 entirely different nervous systems are translating identical words into completely incompatible realities. When she rereads that message 14 times, she is not being dramatic. She is running a highly efficient threat detection system that was installed a long time ago. Her nervous system is doing exactly what it was trained to do. This chart shows the results of a 2015 study tracking 206 people through an average week. The researchers established a flat, average baseline for emotional perception. But for people high in attachment anxiety, represented by this volatile, spiking line, the world looks completely different. In plain, ordinary moments, their biology generates intense spikes of suspicion and feelings of mistreatment. They possess a chaotic emotional architecture built on hypervigilance. Now watch what happens when we chart a more avoidant nervous system. When a moment feels emotionally warm or heavily charged, this biological dampening wave kicks in. It turns the volume down. It aggressively flattens out the emotional peaks as a survival mechanism to maintain safety and avoid feeling overwhelmed. We have 2 completely honest biological systems executing opposite survival strategies in response to the exact same text message, and they are calling it love. Modern texting takes this biological mismatch and accelerates it. In the past, silence left room for a kinder story. Maybe he hadn't looked. Maybe he was busy. The read receipt deletes that room. It turns a fog into a verdict. The anxious brain takes the literal evidence of a thumb swiping past a screen, a distracted man in an elevator, and cruelly misinterprets it as a deliberate rejection of the heart. The ambiguity is gone, leaving only the worst-case scenario. So they go to sleep inside 2 different stories. The next morning, having barely slept, she attempts to solve her sense of disconnection by pursuing it. She sends a seemingly casual text, "Hey, everything good?" Underneath the casual surface, this is a protest. It is a plea for safety. He receives this text on a morning he thought was completely normal. He feels the temperature drop, but can't locate the fire. His immediate, automatic reaction is fear. He naturally assumes he did something wrong and is about to be criticized. To keep the relationship from detonating, he withdraws. He replies with a short, defensive, "Yeah, I'm fine. Why?" This animated flowchart illustrates the exact machine destroying their connection. Her pursuit for safety is the exact trigger for his fear of criticism. His withdrawal for safety is the exact trigger for her fear of abandonment. They continuously feed into each other, looping endlessly. The machine ensures both people end up feeling unloved, unimportant, and unseen. they are entirely convinced they are feeling the exact opposite of their partner, when in reality, they are both trapped in the exact same profound isolation. The internet culture surrounding modern dating wants to assign a villain to this dynamic. It wants to tell her that he is emotionally unavailable and she should leave. It wants to tell him that she is needy and he should find someone chill. Both perspectives assume there is a correct reader and a broken one. The common advice to communicate more fails entirely here. When two people are speaking completely different internal languages, pouring more words into the gap only creates a louder misunderstanding. They are both just fighting a translation. The fix begins the second the gap becomes visible. The moment couples learn to step back, catch the cycle in the act, and label it out loud, the machine loses its power. She stops treating her first interpretation as a verdict. Secure love does not require you to magically match your partner's emotional intensity. It is simply the choice to believe that their terrifying reading of the moment is real to them, even if you don't feel it yourself. Once he believes her reading is real, he gains a reason to add a few extra words. Instead of, "Okay, talk tomorrow," he writes, "Hey, I'm wiped, but I love today. Talk tomorrow for real." Those 8 extra words cost him nothing, but to her, they are the difference between a door closing and a door left open a crack with a light on behind it. The reading is not fixed. It moves. The next time a short text drops your stomach, notice the gap between that physical sensation and the reply you are about to send. Recognize that your nervous system is offering you an old story, and that you get to check that story before you act on it. Because in every exchange, there are 2 nights happening at once. Noticing that is where the whole thing starts to change.